Hey, Mr. Osborne here, going without a mask right now. This is the greatest thing. I feel like I'm free. Oh, it's wonderful times. And I am going to talk to you a little bit here about the Trans-Saharan trade, just a little bit of the overview, specifically causes and effects of that trade. And then also we look at a profile, much like we did with Zhanghe in the Indian Ocean. We do the same here with Trans-Saharan trade. So, like, nobody wants to ride over the desert, right? I mean, you ride through the desert with a horse with no name, it is not going to go well for you because that horse is going to die, right? So really, like, trade routes were very rare over the Saharan desert because of its arid climate, but we start to have the combination of effects that we saw in the Indian Ocean. Islamic merchants are seeking trading partners because of that desire to sell and gain wealth and the religious motivation. And they're looking to do that 7th, 8th centuries and beyond. And because of their hookups, basically, with technology and the advancements we'll talk about, along with the need to spread the religious ideas, they're going to make connections with West African societies. And through that connection will come a lot of wealth and growth for those states because now they have wealth coming in from the trade routes. And they are going to be able to trade with those Islamic merchants for things that they want that you don't have in the Middle East or beyond. So you're going to get the rise of powerful states like Mali or Ghana. We're going to sit on Mali for just a little bit and talk about one of its leaders, his name Mansa Musa. But you do have the creation of powerful states like Mali and Ghana thanks to the Trans-Saharan trade. So let's look at causes and effects. So what caused this trade route to grow? Let me move my little face here so I can get right here. There we go. So what caused this trade route to grow? The first thing is you got this beautiful thing, this camel, right? And the camels are a beautiful creature, but there's a problem with them because, yes, they can retain water, but how are you going to ride that thing, right? You're going to sit right on the hump. It's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to sit on its back. It's going to be uncomfortable for the camel. Like, nobody wins. So in order to utilize the camel as transportation, they had to come up with a way to address that hump, and they addressed it with what was called a camel saddle. So this camel saddle was, just plop it right on the back of the camel, just hook it up to old Bessie there and go for a ride. So once they developed the camel saddle, it allows you to use a camel as transportation, and that is great for you to travel across the desert. And many times they would go in packs, so they go in a caravan. You don't want to just hop up on Bessie and just go off by yourself. You want to go with other people so you can pull resources to be able to survive the trip because it is not friendly skies to go across the Saharan desert. What other causes did we have? There was a big rush on gold. Gold was found in West Africa. It was something that was a metal, obviously, that was desired, and it shaped the development of many currencies that come after that. So merchants are trying to look for those precious metals. They're also looking for ivory. Ivory was something that, certainly from elephant tusks and other places, that could be used to create jewelry or other luxury items. So again, that is something that Islamic merchants are looking to get because they can get top dollar for it when they take it back home to trade. And you also had, in Africa, you had a need for salt. So there were some places in West Africa that you could find salt. In some cases, Islamic merchants would bring it with them in trade. And the reason why you want salt is it preserves your food, particularly meat. If you have, meat in, such a hot climate, that meat is going to spoil. The salt helps preserve it, and you can have it for a longer time. So if you add salt, it wasn't necessarily for taste. It was for preservation of food. So if you have that salt, now you can preserve food longer, which helps your food supply, which helps you live a longer time. So these are helpful things. But it was also, we should remember, caused by the spread of Islam. Islam became a motivator for these merchants to spread, not only to gain personal wealth, but also to spread the faith itself. And that is something that is going to motivate this trade route. And we'll see that in the effects of the trade route as well. So when we talk about the effects, we talk about the growth of states in Africa, and that can include the Mali Empire. So once you get all of this wealth coming into this region via trade, you're going to have the development of governments that have to moderate and mediate through these growth items to keep order, to basically contain like the social structure which is being developed to make sure there's not exploitation and such. But the government is also going to play a role in taxation. So in order to have muscle to do anything, the government needs money, and they will start taxing those that have it at this period of history. So that taxes and that taxation leads to the creation of beautiful buildings. Here we have the construction of what was the first university in Timbuktu, the largest university in the world, 12th century West Africa, created in part by taxation put on by the growth of the Mali Empire. Again, they're trying to basically grow in stature, and taxation is going to help them do that. But you also have a leader. His name is Mansa Musa, who was the emperor of Mali for some time and became a significant figure. We'll talk about him here in a moment, about his importance in the region as the world's richest man, right? He was the one who everyone wanted to know in his time in the 12th and 13th century. You also had the diffusion of Islam as it was spread throughout North Africa thanks to these trade routes. So much like Buddhism was spread through the Silk Roads, much like Islam was spread through the Indian Ocean, so was Islam spread through trans-Saharan trade. Now, Mansa Musa. So there's a video that I'm going to link. We might get to check it out in class, we may not. But the video is going to give you a story of this leader named Mansa Musa. And I want you to watch that with the idea in mind of why he was a significant figure in trans-Saharan trade. How did he affect local cultures? How did he affect local economies? How did Islam play a role in his actions? Those are the kinds of things I want you to look at while watching to determine if he was and how he was a significant figure in trans-Saharan culture. So you're going to see this video linked. It's going to be in the folder on Schoology that can give you the chance to check out Mansa Musa. And then there's a couple other documents. I might link these, I may not, to give you kind of an idea of what Mansa Musa was all about. And again, in different times, we would dig into this in class, but this is here to help you construct your Trading for Dummies project. So we do what we can. But this has been a look at trans-Saharan trade. Again, check out the video links and the document links in the trans-Saharan folder, and we'll keep on rolling. Peace.